They're definitely not.
That's what they're and then they're not giving us directions.
When I traveled in Europe, the hardest, the country that knew the least English was Spain. But luckily my fiance knows a little Spanish, so he saved me. That's true, restaurants. That's here in other states, Texas. But the majority of people that speak Spanish, they need you to be able to communicate quickly. Hold it there long enough you can take a screenshot if you want to read the full message. Well, you don't have to. Next section. Hello. What do they got? Loaded bacon, hotcakes, baby back ribs. I keep thinking about eating that. I can't ever read the sign. I thought they were going to go to City Hall. Oh yeah, maybe a little later. We need 10 more subscribers for 8,800. Where they broke into the police station that night. It was really dark.
Occupation forces! When we hear about calls to action, when we hear about ways that we can show up, we have to be there. Because our struggles are the same. We're fighting the same criminals, the same aggressors. Is that right? We want justice, you say no. We want justice, you say no. And I can't help but to think back at 2003 when I was 13 years old and the U.S. empire was leading the Trump war against my country and Afghanistan. And I'm here to say, we refuse that to happen again. That's as U.S. guidelines this aggression escalates the region and as the U.S. continues its racist and unjust assault on the kidnapping and rape, and also the theft that is taking place. The Palestinian Feminist Collective condemns these violence and violent acts, while continuing genocide and killing of Palestinians for the last week. The Zionist community has bombed Tehran and multiple Iranian cities. Change! These attacks are coordinated, premeditated, and conducted with U.S. knowledge. It represents an unprecedented violent escalation of generation and arrogantly suggest surrender. They continue to arm, fund, and provide the Zionist state with political immunity as it carries out its colonial terror, whether in Palestine, Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, and Iran. There are no limits to the measures the empire is willing to take to preserve regional imperialist hegemony, crushing resistance and punishing any state and people that dare to defy imperial order. We stand firm in our rejection of a war against Iran. Our feminist anti-imperialist position affirms that this is a war on Iran's sovereignty, self-determination, and a people enduring sanctions, isolation, and decades of Western aggression. It comes as to no surprise that the timing of this aggression, which has killed civilians by targeting neighborhoods and critical infrastructure, occurred before the scheduled resumption of diplomatic U.S.-Iran nuclear negotiations. It is now clear these diplomatic efforts were largely farcical, and that there is much more resolute intention within the empire's camp to provoke a full-scale war. This attack represents not only an assault and violation of Iran's sovereignty, but also as Palestinians and Arab feminists, we join the calls for women and feminists of the third world whose experiences have affirmed that imperialist wars are antithetical to a liberated feminist political vision and program. We must mobilize to reject this war from the belly of the beast as we continue to fight against the genocide in Gaza, to the U.S., the Zionist aggression from Palestine to Iraq, to Lebanon, to Syria, to Yemen and Iran. No war on Iran, ICE and militarization out of our communities, and free Palestine.
power and access for the Western world while restricting the sovereignty of the people of the region. As Swana alone, we assert that the Zionist entity is an invader and a settler colonial project with the goal of establishing so-called Greater Israel, an area that stretches from the Mediterranean Sea to southwestern Iran. It has now been over 622 days since the latest genocidal campaign in Gaza has begun. Since then, Lebanon, Syria, and Yemen have all been under attack. And for the last week, my family's beautiful country of Iran has been bombarded by the West for the first time in its history. Like many other Iranians, a war on Iran by the U.S. and Israel has been a fear I have lived with since I was a small child. The daughter of politically displaced Iranians, I grew up in the West, navigating different worlds, defending Iran by day and dreaming of liberation in a world free of borders by night. 4 days ago, the neighborhood of Tajish in Tehran was ruthlessly bombed. A place I have walked through hundreds of times, where you are transported through the sounds and smells of a bazaar full of life. Yesterday, during broad daylight, as people gathered to study, eat, and meet loved ones, Sahar Bakery and Tehran's Gisha was also bombed. Today, the city of Ahwaz, or Al-Ahwaz in Arabic, home to tens of thousands of Arab Iranians and Afro-Iranians, was bombed. This comes after hundreds of children, mothers, fathers, medics, athletes, teachers, and others have been killed and thousands have been injured over the last week. We honor and grieve those killed at the hands of the Zionists. Amir Ali Amini, Ehsan Beirami, Ehsan Eshraqi and his daughter Baran, Ehsan Qasemi, Nilufar Ghalevan and her parents Kamran Ghalevan and Fatemeh Sadeghi, Parya Abbasi, her brother Parham and her parents Masume and Parviz, Parsa Mansour, Sara Jodat, Tabassum Pak, Tara Hajmiri, Mahyaz Nikzad, Najmi Shams, and hundreds of others. As Swana Alay, we strongly condemn the Zionist entity's aggression against Iran and the entirety of its population. The Zionists attacked with the goal of preventing a so-called nuclear deal from being reached and to subvert Iran's position as a regional power. We know all too well that these attacks have nothing to do with Iran's nuclear program and are rather the continuation of over a century of the West's attempt to control and prevent Iran from asserting its sovereignty. In 1909, the British Empire began stealing Iran's oil by the establishment known as the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. This is known as BP, or British Petroleum today. In 1953, Iranian Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh led efforts to nationalize the country's oil and thus putting this natural resource back in the hands of Iranians. As a result, the CIA and MI6 staged a coup and took him out of power. During his trial, Mossadegh reiterated that his fate served as an example in the future throughout the Middle East in breaking the chains of slavery and servitude to colonial interests. In the last several decades, since the Iranian people have attempted time and again to establish their autonomy, free of Western powers and free of monarchist dictatorships. Since then, the Zionist entity and other Western countries have continued meddling in Iran's political and social lives. Iran's existence and sovereignty poses a threat to the U.S. and Israel's grip on the Swana region as a whole, and we must oppose any and all foreign intervention in the country. To the LA Iranian diaspora, your support of monarchists and Zionists will never set you or the rest of our people free. fostering consent for genocidal and violent crimes. We call on you to organize mutual aid for the displaced here and abroad. As ICE, the U.S. military, and IOF-trained LAPD wage war on refugees and immigrants right here in Southern California, we urge you to open your doors and your hearts with the same hospitality found back home. As Iranians, we are more than familiar with travel bans, deportations, crushing sanctions, and other aspects of the murderous immigrant practices of Western countries.
Hello
And we
everybody,
say
we live
shame.
out here on the street. Hello to Brandon, Barlow,
We call
and
on
people.
every
Thank you for
community
watching.
of the Swana
Thank you for being a balanced
region,
perspective.
From the Western Sahara to Afghanistan, to unite against the threat of Zionism and for the total liberation of Palestine. رژیم صهیونیستی از خاورمیانه اخراج باید گردد. تا زمانی که اسرائیل برچیده نشود، آزادی برقرار نخواهد شد. Fighting for Korea's national liberation. We stand here today in unwavering solidarity with all of those fighting for their liberation, the streets of Los Angeles, to Iran, to Palestine. The U.S. and Israel claim that Iran is a rogue state and a nuclear threat to the U.S.-led world order. This is the reasoning that they give us to justify the slaughter of Iranian civilians and the overthrow of the Iranian state, which is the same pretense that the U.S. used to murder millions of Iraqi civilians. This is also the same rhetoric to justify the deadly sanctions against Iran and North Korea. But it was the U.S. that first brought nuclear weapons to the Korean Peninsula in 1950s in direct violation of the Korean Armistice Agreement. And it is Israel that possesses a covert stockpile of up to 400 nuclear warheads, which it maintains also in violation of international law. And so we know that the U.S. and Israel are the true rogue states, the real nuclear threats, which pose an active and existential threat, danger to this world. And where is the international outrage, the media's hand-wringing, the sanctions on these rogue states? The events in the past weeks cannot be understood in isolation. As the U.S. considers direct military involvement in Iran, it is waging war on the people of Los Angeles? Who is it that is disappearing the immigrants that make up the fabric of LA? Who is creating poverty and instability across the world, driving mass displacement and stagnation in migration? Who has shattered entire national economies, destroyed centuries of history, and eradicated generations of family lives through endless wars? Our enemy is not the Iranian people. Our enemy is U.S. imperialism. And by dividing the working class and creating a climate of fear, ICE and the U.S. military appendages protect the interests of the ruling class, which is all a part of a global economic system designated to exploit our resources and labor. So we must correctly identify our enemy and forbid the U.S. from reenacting the terror that they bestowed in nations like Iraq onto the state of Iran. And this is why we must demand an immediate end to arms embargo, an end to the U.S. aid to Israel, and for the U.S. military to get out of Iran, to get out of LA, to get out of Korea, and to get out of everywhere. We know that the true power rests with the people. Let us continue to build this movement together. So repeat after me. Hands off Iran! Abolish ICE! And may Gaza win! Thank you. We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Hands off Iran now! Hands off Iran now! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Hands off Iran now! Hands off Iran now! I want to say something. We're here in front of the LAPD at the City Hall. And the LAPD...
This is the windows we saw broken into. They broke in these windows, and I didn't know it was the police station at the time.
But the only thing we should be afraid of is standing on the wrong side of history. The only thing we should be afraid of is becoming silent and complicit. Will we be silent? Will we ever stop organizing? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it?
mic died. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for being civil, for having a balanced perspective. Thank you for watching, everybody. SoCal Shorts on YouTube, SoCal Haunts on Instagram. Follow and subscribe. You don't have to agree with every aspect of the protest. I haven't made up my mind about some of these issues. Yeah, sarcasm is dangerous in a chat. There was another channel that's showing our feed, so I was over there interacting with the other chat. Sorry, my chat, SoCal Shorts. I wasn't paying you very much attention. No personal attacks, Mike. Spicy ramen, thank you, spicy ramen. They got roller skates.
Millions will return.
Thank you, Tizzy Bean.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want another war. We don't want another war. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. We will not cooperate. We will not cooperate. You have approved those, everyone. Before we end off, we'd like to call
We got 800 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing.
Sensitive CSO is an independent grassroots organization organizing for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. We have also been at the forefront of the London Barrio and the LA Community Self-Defense Coalition to protect our community against the unsaved. So please give them a raise welcome. ¡Viva, viva Palestina! ¡Viva, viva México! ¡Viva, viva everyone! No one is illegal on stolen land! Freedom all! Free our children! Free our brothers and sisters! Our people are under attack! We are here to say, these police, these agents are violent! They are not welcome in our communities! Justice make our families feel unsafe to leave their homes, to go to work, to take their kids to school. We will make them feel unwelcome, unsafe, and afraid in our streets. Whose streets? Whose streets? Los Angeles claims to be a sanctuary city, but if that's true, why are our people being dragged out of the workplace in handcuffs? Why are ICE agents still storming Home Depot parking lots and slamming our hard-working class community members into the pavement? We demand ICE out of Los Angeles! We demand legalization for all!
Wouldn't it be cool if building a website felt like working in your favorite design tool? With Framer, it is. First is the freeform canvas. You can place anything you want anywhere on the page. And when you're ready to add more structure, you've got stacks and grids. Make your layouts fluid. Add padding and spacing.
We love our Ballast Beach pillows. I freaking love my Ballast Beach pillow.
Comfort Guard Blake here, live on duty, here to talk with people about the most important part of a perfect beach day, comfort. Blow into it, less than 30 seconds, you'll have yourself a pillow. Honestly, less than 10 seconds, but... Oh, boom. Wow, that easy? 6 seconds, yep. Go. Come on, use that diaphragm.
I did it.
Now that was 8 seconds.
This is very handy, I'm not gonna lie.
No, really, and now it's yours.
There's not that much people out there right now because people are scared, people are terrified because ISIS is terrifying our neighborhood. You guys seen all the videos, I don't know how to tell you about it. They're intensifying our attacks, but what we gotta do is intensifying the way we stand up and fight back, right? Continue to fight back, continue to organize. We're proud to stand here alongside our allies with PYM. We're fighting for Palestinian self-determination. We fight for self-determination here in the Valley of the Beast. In solidarity with the Palestinian resistance. We started from the beginning on October 7th. We stand with the Palestinian resistance. We're not going to... We stand with Everlong. We stand with it bringing it on, and we will continue and to stand with them because they're the ones striking blows against this imperialism. So, thank you all. Continue to organize, continue to fight back, and stand ice! Resistance is glorious! We will be victorious! We will be victorious! We will be victorious! We will be victorious! Resistance is glorious! Resistance is glorious! And now I'd like to call for our last speaker from the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition.
to the face. The state has once again exposed the lies that this is a sanctuary city. Shame! The city continues to fund and mobilize an army of pigs to brutalize protesters in the street, terrorize our neighbors in their homes, and collaborate with ICE and federal agencies behind closed doors. Shame! But we have also seen time and again how the people of this city rise up, from the Ross Rebellion in '65 to the '92 uprising, to the George Floyd Rebellion, the Palestine Solidarity Encampment, to this very week we fight. We stand for each other, and no matter what tactics the pigs use, we will always fight back. LAPD can deploy their surveillance networks, but their empire of data can never crush the power of the people. Palestine is the most surveilled place on earth, and still the iOS and the Zionist entities have never broken the mood of the Palestinian people. Never! They may have the drones, the satellites, and the fences, but what they don't have is the people. And without the people, they will always lose. Their surveillance networks and warships mean nothing in the face of a people fighting to live free and with dignity. And their own right is to defend itself against Zionist and U.S. aggression. We reject the U.S. narrative that paints resistance as terrorism while bombing civilians and strangling nations with sanctions. From Palestine to Iran to LA, these are not separate struggles. These are fronts in a global war waged by empire. A war that criminalizes resistance, censors truth, and disappears the poor, the racialized, the undocumented. Shame! In Los Angeles, we carry the lessons of resistance in our bones. Our struggle is in the streets, but it is also daily. It is in our fight against the information sharing environment that feeds deportation. It is in our fight against the ongoing racist gang databases. It is in our fight against predictive policing and the cartel state in all its forms. So let's say it plain. Fuck ICE! Fuck Palestine! Fuck the police all day, every day! Join the fight, we are many, and we will win!
We've mobilized here today because we wanted to show the world that the U.S. rejects, that American people, everyday people reject endless war. But we just got notice that Trump has tweeted that the U.S. has officially bombed 3 sites in Iran. Shame! The U.S. has entered this war, and we know that the U.S., Israel, and Europe have waged this existential war against Iran. Because Iran has rejected American and Zionist interest in the region. We know that this is not a war on Gaza alone. This is not a war on Palestinians alone. This is not a war on Iran alone. This is a war to secure Zionist and American domination all over the world. And that impacts us right here. And while the Comprador Arab regimes are rewarded by the imperialists for their loyalty to the U.S. and for their loyalty to Zionism, Iran faces sanctions and attacks for refusing to accept Zionist presence in the region. The U.S. has said, if you read Trump's tweet, he said they're doing this in the name of peace. Shame! While the political class and media establishment continue to lie to justify their wars, and while the U.S. has officially, as Trump says, bombed 3 nuclear sites in Iran, it is shame! It is clear who the real criminals are. It is clear who the real aggressors Trump is saying that this is the greatest military of the world and that, this is being done for peace. But we've seen these military members deployed right here in the streets of LA, pulling guns on everyday people, abducting children, snatching people from their workplaces. Shame! That's what the U.S. does in the name of quote-unquote peace. So now is the time for us to revitalize an anti-war movement that unites all of our struggles. Now is the time for us to revitalize an anti-war movement that is anti-Zionist, that is anti-imperialist. To organize for an arms embargo, to organize against U.S. military intervention, and to organize for the total liberation for all of our people and all of our land. So whether you've been in the streets for many years, or whether it's your first time at a protest, all of us have our role to play. It is time to get organized. So one of the most important things that we can do is to join an organization, because what is more important than mobilization is what we're doing in between them. In the past 20 months, if we've learned anything, it's that people power can make the shifts that we want to see. It is our mobilizations and our movement that destroyed the image of Zionism. It was dock workers in Morocco and France that refused to serve in ships carrying weapons components to Israel. It was activists that decided to sail on the Freedom Flotilla to try to break the siege on Gaza. It was students who organized on their campuses to win divestment, and they did. It's the Community Self-Defense Coalition that is mobilizing to protect migrants and indigenous people here in the streets of LA against ICE. So we know that when we get organized, we can win. And we're going to continue organizing. This is just the beginning, and this is a long struggle. So are we committed to this struggle? Are we going to keep organizing to end endless war? Are we going to keep organizing to defend our people? Are we going to keep organizing to end this genocide? You have many organizations here today. Please find them, talk to someone, join an organization, get involved. We'll see you the next time. Stay tuned for calls to action. Make sure you show up. And we also want to say that we are organizing a very important convening in Detroit this year, the People's Conference for Palestine. August 29th, we want you all to be there because we know that Gaza has become a convergence point for all of our struggles. And this is a place where we can all meet and strategize and work together and determine what is the next phase of our struggle. And we really hope to see you all there because we need to not just mobilize in the streets, we need to organize, we need to win campaigns, and we need to keep showing up for our people. Is that right? From the belly of the beast! Hands off the Middle East! From the belly of the beast! Hands off the Middle East! You want out of the Middle East! You want out of the Middle East!
Thank you so much. Angelo, thank you. Tizzy Bean, thank you. We will come that day, July 4th. I will be here.
Let's rebuild our mass movement against the war, against the genocide.
Did they drop those? Did they attack the nuclear sites? Thank you all for watching. Sorry if I got a little aggressive, but we do have to try to tame the chat sometimes. Maybe next time I'll just turn it off. So that way I don't have to target specific people. But I do apologize for that. I am not in a studio. You don't want... People are easily incited. You know, they don't know if I agree with your comments or not. So... And that can be on both sides, you know. So you guys have to remember I'm down here. I'm not in a studio. I'm religious, not ever. Don't forget that. I'm not radical, but I am religious. While I have time, I'm going to Google this thing that everybody wanted to talk about. That I don't even know what it is. Like, I can't... I'm not very prepared to moderate something. I don't want to talk about death cults. Why would I mean, I don't think anybody here is talking about death cults. Why would we talk about that in the chat? I'm sorry. If you want to talk about open topics, you know, I'll be happy to join your live stream. But thank you for all living through that incivility in our own chat, much less in the streets of Los Angeles. So, we aim for a better world, and it's a struggle to get there. And I appreciate each and every one of you, even the people that I hit. Or I don't think we hit anybody. We just timed people out. But actually, yeah, we didn't hide anybody today. Hello, Tina. What do you got? What are you? Oh, cookies. Thank you. We show support. They're handing out cookies. The skateboarders really cleared out and didn't come back. I wonder where they went. Tina, remember, Tina coming cold. Moderators shouldn't take sides, even if SoCal breaks the law and accidentally takes the side. So, you just block them? Yeah, a lot of people do. The problem with just blocking is this. It's kind of like the logarithm is God. Somebody was joking earlier about, you know, kings. I said the logarithm is king. Because unfortunately the logarithm is expecting, if you want a short, if you want people to see your shorts, 90% of people have to watch them. If just 10% swipe away, it's the same thing with the live stream. If YouTube sends us 1,000 people to watch the live stream, if 20% of those go away because we won't let them express an opinion, or 5%, we're not going to get shared out, and that other guy down the street that's in a studio safe is going to get shared out. That's why the studio ones do so well, because they don't block anybody. so they get an A grade from YouTube. Unlike us, where maybe we're blocking 20% of the people that come in on the far right. If we block those 20% of the people, YouTube's not going to send us any more people. They're like that. They're doing C work over there. They're only keeping 70% of the people we send them, but that guy in the studio over there is getting 100% of the people that we send them. Did I making us think? I don't know which question it was. I probably didn't see it yesterday. Yesterday I was driving a lot, so we didn't get to see the chat. That was kind of I should have. I learned a couple of things yesterday. One, we got to verify on the ground the time. We have to have timestamps if we're going to drive, especially if we're going to drive far away. We need to make sure if we're driving anywhere over 15 minutes, we got to make sure that there's a timestamp that it's still happening, that people are still there. If we're driving less than that, I don't mind so much. But Tube Watts and your Moogie, you guys need to help us out. I had a gentleman come up behind me the other day that was drunk and, not happy about things that are going on, having to worry about someone coming and ripping away part of his family and him basically never seeing them again. Yeah, because then they would live in a different country. Yeah, he's upset and he's drunk and he's reading things you guys are writing on my screen. So you guys got to think about it a little bit. And I don't have an opinion. I'm sorry. I stand solidly. I have a definite position on these raids. I don't have a solid position overall on whether amnesty is the way or if we got to build up border. I don't know. I'm not a politics person. But the raids targeting just Los Angeles because we're in a pissing contest. Sorry for using a word that I won't let you use in the chat. To me, that's got to stop. It's got to stop soon. These other issues that people are here marching about today, I don't have a solid position on those. I don't even understand some of them. I didn't know what kind of cult we were talking about, but I don't want it in my chat while I'm standing there trying to navigate all this. I have to navigate not falling, not tripping over curbs and what's going on there. And the moderators are doing an amazing job trying to read my mind. And I'm a flip-flopper. I'm such a flip-flopper. They bend over backwards to put up with my flip-flopping, especially when we go from something like Disneyland where we won't even let you say a political item in the chat to here where you have to let it because otherwise you're going to be at 50% and YouTube's not going to share your stream. The logarithm is king. No kings? Well, the logarithm is king. It rules. Mean slogans, yeah. So yeah, try to, and don't engage with them. We try to avoid all the back and forth. If you're having to say somebody's name, that's a back and forth, and we want to avoid that because it's like a debate. We're not here for a debate. Pinky Steve-O, Club 33, never, because I enjoy doing this more. I can't do it both. I went on Pirates 1,000 times in 700 days, and I did get an invite to go to Club 33 in Florida with a gentleman, and hopefully someday I'll get to go there, but it won't be soon. I got to finish all of Europe. I've been to Florida. I've done that. There's so many things in Europe that I would love to show you guys. I want to take you to. I'd love to do South America too, but it's a little more difficult as far as borders and traveling alone. Europe's pretty safe to travel alone, and maybe there's safe places down there, but hopefully I'll be able to do that too. Pinky Steve-O! Yeah, definitely the attention on Los Angeles definitely dropped when the threats started happening. So, how you doing?
Remember you? They want me to move my car out of the.
Oh yeah, you probably should do that. We'll be around.
No, I'm not gonna.
Come this way. I'll save your spot. Well, I'll save his spot. He's a car dweller by choice. I'm gonna hold your spot. Is she gonna move? Do you want to move? Do you want to come? So this guy's got really cool t-shirts. He has a shirt, and I kind of like it because it sums up something I believe, and try not to talk about too much about what I believe because I don't allow you guys to talk too much about it. But he's got a shirt over there. It said, "What would Jesus do?" And it said, "Not," and then it says in the small print, "Not what the MAGA people think." But I mean, it didn't say don't say what would Jesus do. You know, it just said it's not what you would think. And you know, everybody has their own opinions, and that shirt's kind of mean to the people that think. But you know, I don't know. I would wear it, but I won't wear it because I'm trying to be neutral. But Jack, no personal attacks. But let me handle it. Nobody else needs to handle that one. No personal attacks, Jack.
You guys robbing children in Palestine today?
No going back and forth. Not Edward. Just ignore him. Remove the comment. No debate. That's what moderators do. Probably true, not Edward. Probably true. I'm still talking about your shirt, man.
Hey man, I appreciate you, brother.
I can't wear it though because I try to stay like not political, and they piss too many of my people off of my chat. But we're talking about it right now. This guy right here. Come see this guy. Are you gonna be out here on the 4th of July? You're undecided. Every day. Okay, he's here. You go find him out here. Show this man some support. Buy these shirts. You're debating though, not Edward. We don't engage. We just remove and move on. 9 p.m. Eastern time, so we have an hour and a half. No. 30 minutes, 29 minutes. Is there anything in particular the rubber chickens represent? Noise. I love it. Companionship? I have a cat for companionship.
I mean, I haven't eaten hot dogs.
Oh, yeah, the big dog. Yeah. I saw a couple of people with their dogs. Like the first day of the protest, and they're puffing and they're tired. right?
would never make
right,
it.
never make it.
Do you
But
have an Instagram page?
I am on Instagram. You can take a picture if you want, or you can try to remember.
We could collaborate our
Yeah.
page if you
Here,
wanted.
here. Hold yourself up. I'm on YouTube over here live, so. And we needed some clowns. We're struggling with not debating. We're struggling with it.
There you go. Follow us. And
Yes.
collaborate and make a, if you want to make a reel.
Yes, we will do that. Here they are. Stork, they.
Street performers of radical comedy.
That, I love it, I love it. Are you guys local LA? Yeah. Okay, awesome. We need some comedy in our lives right now.
But we're trying to make we're recruiting new armies.
New armies?
Yeah, new
Okay,
people.
okay.
New clowns.
I just see a red nose. Right? And a chicken. The chicken is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get me a chicken. I'm gonna order one.
They're easy to
All
find.
right, you go to Amazon, they'll be at my house by Monday.
Hell yeah.
Right? Thank you guys. We'll see you again.
Be safe out there.
Street performers of radical comedy. SPORK, sports. They're sports.
You go get it, you go, that was me 5 years ago. You know, on Broadway, there's on Broadway, we're talking about the market.
Tempium? Wait, what happened? Let me catch up with the chat here.
So they got upstage cars, and they got the front, and they were like this, and they were my friends.
2 watts, are you still arguing with me?
So it's like, nope, they had no wedding photographer, now they have 20 wedding photographers.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying don't talk about it anymore. We all make mistakes. No personal attacks. Not Edward. You shouldn't have to put anybody's name in your comment. I already timed that person out.
No, I met you by the detention facility over whatever. We didn't even make it all the way to the facility today. They
Yeah,
turned
oh,
around.
really? Oh, yeah. I prefer that. I mean, there's 1,000 or I don't know how many people are incarcerated in there.
Yeah.
But they have heart attacks and they have to get out of there.
Yeah. No.
Right? Let's not be.
I don't know how many
Right?
people are there, but I believe
Right?
1,000, yeah,
It's a lot. It's a freaking big building.
right.
10
They got
times,
room
1,000 times bigger than it needed to be. You know.
for- Yeah.
But one of the worst things is private prisons.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? It's like, okay, I could buy stock and get rich by voting to
It's
incarcerate everybody in the universe. Incarcerate everybody that's ambidextrous, you know? I'm going to get rich because I own all the stock in the private prisons. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. But that's where some of the detainees are going to, is privately owned prisons that you can buy stock in.
Yeah, no, that's messed up. There should be no such thing. It's
Right.
obvious there should be no such thing. For-profit prison, for-profit law enforcement, like what the hell is
Right?
that?
Yeah, neither one of those things should. They just push us to be racist. They bring out the worst in people because people want money. You know, I want money. I'm not beyond making that mistake. You know,
It's the world we live in.
especially if I had been through a different sets of circumstances than what I went through in my life. You know, but
All right, cool. I want to come back and say hi.
yes,
absolutely. Hey,
we will see you
Hey,
again.
what's your name?
David.
David.
Yeah, I got you on Instagram. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just have bad facial recognition.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's like it's a little bit of a twist on like the autism spectrum, just a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
I didn't know it until like I read it like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
like my
know it last
entire
year.
life.
Yeah.
Like it's like some people I recognize just like that, but then other people like I could meet him 30 times.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I did meet you like 20 times already.
You have this very recognizable vest.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this does it too.
Yeah.
But,
the gimbal? Yeah.
Right, the gimbal will give me away all down the street anytime. But other people, yeah, I have trouble. I'll be like, they'll be like, you met me? Oh, I'll be like, sorry. No, and then I remember, kind of. At least I try to remember. But
Oh, that's a mouth horn.
huh?
I thought that was like a car horn. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. This flag is pretty impressive too.
Oh, well, peace. Yeah.
Yes, we'll see you again. Maybe tomorrow or later tonight.
Do you know what time?
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything.
But I'm like having trouble finding stuff.
No, yeah, me too. I think Instagram's blocking it for me.
Instagram hates me.
I was just live earlier on TikTok at the beginning of this, and I got live privileges revoked during this protest.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, TikTok is being really bad too. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, definitely.
But you understand that's part of the what do they call it? Tyranny.
Oh, yeah.
There's another word for it. But yeah, they're scared.
media industrial
Well,
complex?
they're just scared because
Yeah.
I mean they barely got through the first 2 weeks of the president's term.
Yeah.
So now, of course, they're going to block anything that's against, right?
Yeah.
They don't want them to turn around and block them again. You know,
It's pretty wild.
that is it's super wild.
All right, I'll keep wondering. Thanks, man.
There you go. Okay. Larry, no personal attacks. That's a group attack, but no personal or group attacks.
We're ready. I was saying, I remember you just did.
2 watts, I'm going to tell you how to get it just because I don't understand